Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I hope everyone is well. My name is Chad. I'm with Open Your Reality and Bend the Spoon. Those are my channels. And today we have a great guest. We have Vedgurudev, who has a channel called Kriya Yoga School. And we are going live on all three platforms right now. Thank you for joining us today. And we have 19 or 20 sizzling, scintillating questions that we're going to answer about Kriya Yoga and spirituality that come from our students. And as well, if you have any questions while we're on the live stream, please drop them in the comment section and we'll do our best to answer them. Thank you. So without further delay, I just want to say welcome, Vedgurudev, once again. I think this is going to be a common occurrence that we're going to be doing a live stream every Friday. I really enjoyed the last one. And what I also enjoyed, Vedgurudev, is that we cut up this live stream into shorts and we post them on the various channels. And I think for me, that's a favorite. We have the captions, the music. I mean, it's beautiful. So I'm ready to go, guys. Hey, NF, Vanessa is here. We have Kevin B. Nice to see you guys in the house. And I've been talking so much, Vedgurudev. I'm just going to let you say a few words.
Yeah, so welcome to our second live stream. Like Chad said, we're going to do this every Friday. So whatever questions you have, I'm an open book. Ask me whatever you feel like asking me. It don't have to be yoga related. You can ask Chad about stuff on his channel. You can ask me about yoga stuff or general questions. Whatever you want. We're here to serve you. So whatever questions you have, send them on over. I'm ready to answer whatever you have.
Yeah. Stephen Tracy says, I just want to ask you guys, the volume is too low. For the other people on the live stream, let me know if you can hear it okay. Stephen, you may have to put your volume up. I mean, I've got my Shure microphone. This is one of the best microphones you can get. And I know, Vedgurudev, you can hear me quite well, right?
Yes, I can hear you great.
Okay, Vanessa says I can hear it okay. Great. Yeah, just turn your volume up, guys. Regina says, I'm hearing you fine. Thank you, Regina. Kevin B, same thing. All right, great. So if everybody is hearing me, 4 people said it, we're ready to roll. And like I said, guys, we're going to be here probably for an hour answering these questions. So if you guys have questions about spirituality and yoga, we will do our best to answer them. So we're going to go through them. We're going to roll through these questions. And we'll go into the first one. And by the way, if you are new to my channel, or maybe you don't know who Vedgurudev is, I should just let you know that he is a Kriya Yogi master who had trained in the Himalayas with the actual Yogi masters. And he was given that name by his master. That's why he's Vedgurudev. So some of you guys know that because you've seen him on my channel before. And he and I started a Kriya Yoga school on the SKOOL platform with the SKOOL. So you guys could always check that out. All right, let's just get into it. And I'm sorry, Steven. Steven says, I just checked the volume and everything is up all the way pegged. All right, maybe you got to check your settings, Steven, but Michael says a bit fuzzy, actually. Interesting. Could be your connection. Could be your connection, but most people are hearing this well. Hopefully, it's good. And by the way, this is live. We are live. This is not a recorded video right now. Alrighty then. So Vedgurudev, let me just get into the first question. If you could take all your students on a field trip anywhere in the world, where would you take them? I think that is a super interesting question. I bet that's a question you could probably go on 10 shows and nobody would ask you that.
I would take all my students to Badrinath, India, Himalayan mountains. The prana, the vibrations is outstanding there. The nature is outstanding. The awe of the Himalayan mountains is just beautiful and purifying. It's just outstanding. So if I could take anybody there, there's a constant ring of Om. So the mountains and the Himalayan mountains, it's a constant loop of Om. So I would take all my students, if I could have that blessing to take them one place in the world, Badrinath, India, Himalayan mountains in the state of Uttarakhand, India.
Okay. Cool. I would love to see it. Now, Stephen is saying that there's all sorts of background noise and the volume is way too low and chat is just disregarding it. Guys, I'm not disregarding it. I am trying to work through it, but a lot of people are saying the volume is fine. But I understand that. Vedgurudev, is there anything in your background that's making noise right now?
No, I don't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm not really sure what that could be about because there's nothing in my background making noise and there's nothing in his background making noise. So it might be the connection. I'm not sure. So sorry about that, but there's nothing that we really could do. Hopefully, if you're listening out there, do you hear us clearly? Like if I stop talking, do you hear a background noise? Just curious, because we did this last week. It seemed to be fine. So I understand live streams are not perfect, but there's nothing much that we can do. We have no background noise, and I think the volume is fine. Kevin B says, I hear no background noise. You guys sound fine. I think it's on Steven's end, honestly. Okay, great. You know what we're just going to do? So, Steven, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. We're just going to move on, and we're going to be putting some shorts out. We always cut this up and put the shorts out on our school platform for our members. And we take a few of the clips and we put them on Vedgurudev's channel, the Kriya Yoga School. So you guys can see that there too. But we really hope you can stay with us live because we want to have you. And so let's just move through the questions. And number 2 is, if you could pass on any wisdom to your students, what would you share?
Let me contemplate this. So I would say happiness, freedom is internal, not external. So if you're looking for happiness and freedom outside you, all you have to do is close your side and go inside yourself. Go inside yourself, go in and upward, as they say in yoga. And you could find where real happiness is. I know a lot of people try to sell stuff. They promise happiness if you buy this product. But you begin to realize when you get on a higher vibration, happiness is inside you as you. No one can give you freedom. You already have freedom inside you as you. So just close your eyes and you could be as free as possible. And you could be as happy as possible and blissful as possible. So this would be the best wisdom I could pass on to my students. Happiness is inside you as you.
Beautifully said, Vedgurudev. And I would add to that a Paramahansa Yogananda quote that says, seek spiritual riches within. What you are is much greater than anything or anyone you have ever yearned for. So I concur. It's inside. It's inside. And
we know
that. We know that there are a lot of miserable millionaires. We know that there are a lot of people that have everything they want and they're still miserable. If it comes to you too easy, you don't really value it. So there are people that inherit a lot of money who really are miserable. And then there are people who are poor and they're striving and they're just happy in their quest, happy to be on the path because they have hope that they're going to make it. So it's truly amazing. Einstein talked about the theory of relativity. I mean, everything is relative. So moving on. And by the way, guys, your questions, I'll try to go back and look through the comments to ask them once we get further in, because I want to go through these questions or else this live stream is going to go all afternoon. Number 3 is, what do you think is the most important thing in life and why?
Happiness, joy, bliss, Ananda, which is happiness. Like I said in the previous question, it's inside you, as you, self-realization, self-discovery, detaching from your emotions, moksha, liberation. All these are great things to bring your purpose to life. So these are great things. Whichever one resonates with you the best, that would be the best one. But that's what I would say.
Okay. Just curious, Vedgurudev, but do you have your fan on?
I think maybe you hear a fan from my computer, but I don't have my other fan on.
Okay. Because Stephen keeps mentioning it. Could be the fan from the computer. is going because it's very hot where Vedgurudev, he doesn't have air conditioning. So
Yeah, I have this big bright light, so my computer gets hot, so I gotta kind of fan it off so it doesn't shut down.
yeah, otherwise we wouldn't be able to do the live stream at all. And by the way, Vedgurudev is in Thailand. It is quite common for, um, they don't have central air conditioning over there for the most part in the houses. They have them in each room because I used to live there, same thing. So
Right.
most people don't have air conditioners in every room. They put them maybe in their bedroom, in their living room, something like that, but they don't have them in every room. So that could be what you're hearing. All right. And like I said, guys,
I don't have my air conditioner on either, so it's not that. I
yeah,
turn it off when we do these live streams because it's too loud. It's like, so.
yeah, correct. So number 4 is I have to eat meat for health reasons now after being a vegetarian for decades. Will this hinder my progress as a yogini?
If you've been a vegetarian for decades, I think you're vibrating on a higher frequency. You've reached a higher state. So I don't think anything can affect you. No kind of food, no kind of negative vibrations. You're just vibrating on a higher state. So if you need meat to help you live a more healthier life, you need the protein from meat, then why not? There's no rules. And you shouldn't feel bad about eating meat because you've already done the inner work for decades and you've already ate a plant-based diet like most yogis, so I don't think meat would affect you at all. So it wouldn't affect you at all being a yogi or a yogini.
Yeah, yeah. I was a vegan and vegetarian for many years, and I turned carnivore. So I haven't had a single carbohydrate in over a month now. It's just been all raw meat, raw eggs. It's what I have to do for myself. And I think we've had these discussions privately, and you said you have to do whatever's good for you and your body because you know your body best. And I appreciate your open-mindedness and your flexibility in your teachings, Vedgurudev. Really, I do. Number 5 is chanting the Babaji mantra the same as chanting the names of God? Do you constantly chant a mantra? How do I keep the chanting going in my mind throughout the day?
So Babaji's Mula mantra, as they call it, which is Om Kriya Babaji Nam Om, I'll break it down for you. Om, the primordial sound of the universe. Kriya, action with awareness. Babaji, the fountainhead of Kriya Yoga. Nama, salutation. And Om, the primordial sound of the universe. This is basically Babaji's phone number, which Babaji, as we discussed in the last live stream, is not a god. He's like ascended master, but he's the main fountainhead of Kriya Yoga. So if you want to call you Babaji and you resonate with Babaji, this is basically his direct phone number. How you would say Om internally throughout the day, you would just say it internally like I showed last week. You would just visualize it and it kind of loops throughout the day. So even though I'm not focusing on Om Kriya Babaji Nam Om throughout the day, it just kind of loops in the background. It's like a constant background music in my life. It's the soundtrack of my life. Om Kriya Babaji Nam Om. I'm not saying it outside. I'm just saying it internal. Sometimes when I'm not around people, I say it out loud, but when I'm around people, I just say it internally, and it just constantly loops throughout the day. So it takes a little practice, but once you practice it, you'll see it'll just come to you naturally, and there'll be a natural loop of Om Kriya Babaji Nam Om throughout the whole day, silently in the background, the soundtrack of your life. Om Kriya Babaji Nam Om.
Yeah, and we say that in the class every Saturday, and the students. That's how we usually end the class. We have all the students say Om Kriya Babaji Nama Om. We all chant it together, and that's one of the most powerful mantras that you can use in Kriya Yoga. Like you said, the phone number of Babaji. But there's been a little commentary in the comment section after the answer that we gave about vegetarian, veganism, and meat. And NF says, good job. I'm keto right now. No carbs work best for me. Regina says, thank you, Vedgurudev. I feel bad eating meat. Same with me, Chad. No carbs. And Kevin B says, I am on day 2 of my 72-hour fast. I do a 72-hour fast once a month, basically a 3-day fast. I think that's excellent. Great job, Kevin B. I did a 4-day fast about a month and a half ago, and I'm not looking to fast anytime soon. So, all right, let's go on to our next question, Vedgurudev. This is number 6. Do gurus celebrate their birthdays, or does the day they were born change to the day they became a guru? And when is your birthday?
My birthday is October 16th. I'm a Libra. So, as a yogi, we look at every day as our birthday. When I wake up with a big smile on my face. The sun is up. Thank you, God, for bringing the sun up. Because if I wake up and the sun's not up, I'm in big trouble. So every day I see the sun, I know it's going to be a great day. So I feel like every day is my birthday. But I do celebrate my physical born day. I celebrate Guru Purnima. I celebrate Maha Shivarashi. And I celebrate every day of life is a celebration for me. So I wake up with a big smile on my face, and every day is my birthday. God is great. Thank you, Babaji. Jai Babaji.
Yeah, it is truly a blessing to be alive. Well, one of my best friends' name is John. He's like a year older than me, but he says he has 20 good summers left. I like to think I have 50 good summers left, but that's not really up. Sometimes it's not really in our hands, is it? It's up to Babaji, it's up to God, and it's up to the LCS.
Well, if you're really lucky, you have infinite summers left, because once you detach from this physical meat suit, your soul goes on forever and ever and ever, and your energy continues. So I don't like to limit myself to 20 summers. I'll say infinite summers forever. Whether it's in this physical meat suit or some other meat suit or some other astral plane. 1,000,000 infinite summers forever.
Stephen has a question here. I can't really say it on the live stream, but you guys could read it. He wants to know if Chad or the Enlightened One are fully, then there's a V word after that.
Like you showed before.
Right. I would say, I don't know about you, Vedgurudev. We've never talked about it, but you got to be very careful in how you answer this, so our live stream can continue. But for me, I would, as soon as that thing happened, I did not believe it, and I never took it, and I never will. And I was very adamant. I don't care what's going on in the world, what CNN is talking about, what people are saying. I stick very steadfast to my beliefs, and when it comes to health, they're very strong. So, yeah, that was me.
I agree with you. I am in control of my body, no one else. So what I put into my body, I monitor, I observe. I don't believe anybody. I see what works for me, and no one is in control of my body but myself. So I am sovereign for what I do for myself. Like you said, I don't care what anybody else says. I am in control of my body. So anybody who's telling you what you should do with your body, you might want to get away from that person. Do whatever you want with your body. It's your body. You're in control. So
right,
whatever resonates with you, that's what you do. Don't listen to anybody. You're in control of your body. No one else owns your body or controls your body. Only you.
So, Stephen Tracy, to answer your question, no and no. Okay.
No.
Yeah. By the way, when you watch CNN and some of the news channels, but they're all one and the same, really, they make things seem a lot worse than they are. I remember when I was living in Thailand, and we had the SARS and the bird flu back in the early 2000s. And I remember talking to my father when I was living in Thailand. He was in America, and he was very worried that I would get SARS or bird flu. And I said, But I said, Dad, don't worry. I said, "Hey, things are fine." But the news can make things seem a lot worse than they are, especially when it's international, when it's overseas, to a place that you don't know. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Kevin B has a question. How is the school going? How many students are there now? Good question, Kevin B. So Vedgurudev, I'll let you answer that.
It's doing great. We have great classes. We have great live classes every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going great. All our students are getting major benefits. A lot of our students came in because they were just like, let me see, it's only $25. Let me see what the benefits are. And they've been our students since the beginning. So the school has been going great. It's an outstanding school, and it's only, right now we lowered the price for June, so it's only $25. So make sure, I mean, $25 is a coffee at Starbucks. Make sure you join. Check it out. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. But at least you know what value we have to offer. We have classes on demand, beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes. We have asanas. We have all. You'll see once you get into school what we have to offer.
We definitely have a lot to offer. We have tons of videos on demand, not just our classes, but other videos that we make. And we do classes every Saturday. We have bi-monthly holy agnifier ceremonies where we burn. And this thing, my friend Jean, she said that actually her condition, like all her problems are getting better. And that's no BS. She just told me that in private. So, the agnifier, even if you don't want to come to the classes, and even if you don't get a lot of value from all the other stuff that we give, just Vedgurudev praying for you and burning away your problems in the fire might be worth the money. So
you're in the Yagnifier, you send in your name, what city you live in, and your problem, whether you want it said publicly or private, and I burn it in the fire, and it's gone forever. So whatever health problems, money problems you have, join our school, and it'd be my pleasure to burn up all your problems and wave them bye-bye, so they never hurt you again, like our other students and our members.
Yeah, and Kevin B, one more question from Kevin B, and we'll get back to our question list. He says, oh, wow, thanks for letting me know. Is it the full month of June? Yeah, Vedgurudev, I think we are going to make it for the full month of June. And so, I don't know if you can beat that. That's a pretty good price. I mean, I've seen some of these other yoga schools charging $50, $75, even $99 for a month. And considering everything that we give and your knowledge of Kriya Yoga, I think it's a bargain. But I didn't want to
just give it a try. You got nothing to lose. $25 is a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You got nothing to lose. It might change your life forever and get you on the spiritual path. So give it a try. If it doesn't resonate with you, cancel after 1 month. If it helps you be a better person and helps you go down the spiritual path and make you have a healthy mind and a healthy body, continue.
Yeah. And just go to KriyaYogaSchool.com, or you can click the link below. And then we're going to move on to the next question, which is number 7, Vedgurudev. Can a student change gurus or have multiple gurus or teachers at the same time?
Yes, definitely. Many of the most famous yogis like Yogananda, Babaji have had many gurus. They usually have what's called a jnana guru, which is a wisdom guru. They have a pranayama guru. Like in Babaji's case, Bhoganantar was his pranayama guru. So they have asana gurus. They have all different kind of gurus. So sometimes they don't just have one guru. They have gurus that specialize in a certain thing. So other gurus will send them to other gurus. Like, I know you want to know about wisdom and the Vedic texts, so I send you to this guru. Or sometimes I don't really focus on asanas. I mostly focus on meditation. I send you to an asana guru. So you can have multiple gurus. Many of the most famous enlightened beings and Kriya yogi masters have had multiple gurus. Like Yogananda had Yukteswar, and he had Kesabalanda. So A lot of these Kriya yogis have many gurus and specialize in certain things in Kriya yoga.
And thank you. And number 8, when does a student truly become a yogi or yogini? Yogini is a female yogi.
Correct. Yes. Yogini is a woman yogi or a female yogi, yogini. So a person really comes a yogi or a yogini. Well, you already are a yogi and a yogini. So once you realize that you already are, then that's 80% of you're 80% of the way home. But another indication, you become self-aware, you become more blissful, you become more happy, you become more mindful, you become more calm, you become more centered. You are detached from the external world. You are emotionally detached. So these are good indications that you're on the correct path. But just by realizing you are a yogi and a yogini, you're pretty much halfway there. So the other things are just bonuses and like confirmations and breadcrumbs on the path of Kriya yoga.
All right, we're moving through the questions, and we are number 9. Can gurus eat garlic, onions, or any spicy foods they want?
Yeah, so gurus don't really have any rule sets or guidelines. They do whatever they want. So if gurus like spicy food, they can eat it. In my case, in Thailand, they say my pet, which means not spicy. So I'm not really a spicy guy. They have what's called Ayurveda, which is like a yogic diet. So I'm like Savic, right? Which is more calm and cool. I like cool foods. I don't like real spicy foods, like tamastic foods. But if you're tamastic, you like spicy foods. So in my case, spicy foods don't really resonate with me, but gurus can eat whatever they want and do whatever they want. So if you like spicy foods, by all means, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, personally, I don't use any condiments or spices on my food because they're plant foods, and right now I'm doing 0 plant foods. But even if I was eating vegetables and fruits, I would not use spices because I don't believe they're healthy, actually. I really don't. And my ex-wife, who is from Thailand, everything with her was, pet mak mak, very, very spicy.
Very spicy, yeah.
And she would sit there with like this pitcher of water she'd have to drink while she's eating, and she'd be sweating. Like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, once you go down that spicy route, it's like nothing, it's just like you have to have more and more spice and more spice to get the same taste.
Yeah.
So it's just better to go without it. The only thing I do is Redmond's real salt for the minerals.
Yeah, in Thailand, when I order food, I say my pet, which means not spicy. But even if you say my pet, it's still pet. And they always say, noi, which means a little bit. But like, even a little bit is too spicy for me. I'm like, what are you doing to me? Like, they don't know how to make it not spicy. Even their little bit is super spicy to like a Western non-spicy guy like me. So
yeah, and there's also,
that's how it is in Thailand.
I know that a lot of gurus stay away from garlic, or monks stay away from garlic because it's supposed to be, it's supposed to increase libido, I believe. So, plus it just gives you bad breath, when you're chanting.
Keeps away vampires, though.
Yes, does that. Number 10. What is the best way to raise the frequency of the planet?
Just be the best person you could be. Be the most compassionate, kind person, loving person, and collectively you will raise the vibration of all the people around you. And once you raise your vibration, it's like infectious, and it helps everybody else who wants to be a better person. So it helps them raise their vibration. So when you're a loving, compassionate, kind person, you can never go wrong. And it helps raise the collective frequency of the world, all around the world. So if we all vibrate on a loving, compassionate frequency, then we will all uplift each other, and it will vibrate through the whole world, and hopefully all negativity and evil will be gone, and we can just all love each
I
other.
learned that exact sentiment from Tom Campbell. Tom Campbell was asked that exact question, and he answered it the same way you did. He said, don't worry about changing the world, worry about changing yourself. Because when you level up the quality of your consciousness, you level up the system at large. So if you're out there and you think you don't make a difference, if you think you don't matter and you're insignificant, think again. Because as long as you work on yourself and you're a more loving person, you will change the world to be more loving as well.
Well said, Tom Campbell. Love you. That was great advice.
Yeah, would love to have you and Tom Campbell on at the same time. Stephen has an interesting question, so I'll ask it now to break into our list of 19 questions. Stephen says, what kind of money do gurus make? What money?
Yeah, exactly. What money? Gurus don't care about money. Like they're trying to do their inner work. So money is almost like a bonus to them. They're not fixated on money. My guru told me, when you run away from money, money comes to you. When you are fixated on money, money runs away from you. So we don't really care about money. It comes, it goes, but we're trying to level up our frequency. Long as I have food in my stomach and I have a roof over my head and all my needs are taken care of, that's all I care about.
Yeah, because when I believe it was, I don't know if it was Sri Yukteswar or Lahiri Mahasaya, but said anything other than searching for God is basically a waste of time. I know that's a bit of a gross exaggeration in a sense, but it's true. When you do have all your needs met, you have food, you have a roof over your head, that's all you need to go in search of God and evolve yourself. I feel the same way.
Definitely. I have, before you go on, I have one beautiful story.
Sure.
One of the most famous yogis is called Ramayana Maharishi. And when he found the place where his ashram was supposed to be, he took all his money and he threw it in the lake. And he said, I never want to touch money again because I found God. And he got that wish. He never touched money again. All his needs were met. He found the place that he was resonating. So he was like, get this dirty money away from me. I never want to touch money again. So in the yogic tradition, we're not fixated on money. It comes, it goes, But as long as you could vibrate your inner self, you'll always be in a great place. And like I said, happiness can't be bought. It's inside you as you. So if you're trying to find happiness with money, you're kind of wasting your time. Like Chad said, the only thing that matters is a search for God, a higher inner self, a higher consciousness, a higher divinity, a oneness with God. That was well put, Chad.
Thank you. And we have another question here, I believe, from Vanessa. And she says, not that question. Forgive my ignorance, but is that a goal for gurus to have no libido or diminish it? I'll just add before you speak, Vedgurudev, is that a lot of times if you're, and I know this from experience, but if your libido is very high, it makes it difficult to concentrate on yoga. What would you say?
I would agree with you. I would say the juice is not worth the squeeze. So having relationships with a woman takes you off the path. So I'm trying to focus on my inner self. If you have a woman that adds to you, like you have a yogini who's vibrating on the same frequency as you, then that's a beautiful fit. Many gurus have had that in the past, but if you have a woman who's taking away from you, then that's not a good fit. So it's a difficult balance being a householder and being a yogi. So you got to find that kind of sweet spot to balance it out. So.
Well, we have a funny comment from Steven, who's a little bit of a jokester, and he says, being a guru helps your libido because you can get lots of young girls.
Never tried. That was never my goal.
No, but there are gurus out there that have given gurus a bad name, like Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh or Osho, who supposedly had sex with his gurus, excuse me, with his followers.
Mhm.
And there have been others
Disciples,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, that's a common occurrence. When a guru gets into a position of power, they sometimes take advantage because they're not true gurus. They're operating from their ego.
You know what? I'll say it like this. Before I became a Kriya yogi, I used to be a famous DJ. So I had access to any woman I ever wanted. So now that's almost like a joke to me. It's like, been there, done that. Like, that's not the path I'm on now. So anytime a female makes an advance to me, it's almost like, nah, not necessary. Been there and done that in my younger life. I treated my body like an amusement park like you couldn't believe. So that temptation has exhausted itself out of my body when I came on the path of Kriya Yoga. So I'm not interested. The juice is not worth the squeeze.
I concur with that. I concur with that. Though Gene doesn't, but uh, you know, it is interesting because with with age comes wisdom, and I think you try to tell a young man that it's not going to work because a young man he hasn't experienced it yet. But once you experience the pleasures of the flesh, and there's a
Mm.
funny line from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective 2 where he takes a vow of celibacy, and he says, "I am no longer encumbered by the appetites of the flesh." And I think once you reach that space, a lot of people really don't understand, especially if you're a younger person. When you get older, people are not really hounding you about it as much. But I think it does make searching for God a bit easier when you're not in a relationship, when you're not worried about the physical temptations all the time. So I get what you're saying, Vedgurudev. I've been there as well. We have a kind of another interesting question here from, I'm sorry I don't know your name, but I'll post it. How can we remember our practices in our next incarnation? Wow, that is a good question.
Yeah, so they say the progress you make on the path, the spiritual path, the yoga path, you pick up where you left off in the next incarnation. So all these yogis are trying to get as far down the path so they could pick up where they left off if they reincarnate. And if you're really lucky, you don't reincarnate. You become one with the soul. You transcend your physical body like other yogis have done. And there's certain yogis who have reached the state of what's called Mahasamadhi, where they make a conscious, a graceful exit out their body. So I would go as far down the path, in my opinion, as you can in this life. And if you reincarnate, hopefully you pick up where you left off. Like in my case, I find it highly unlikely that I just came on this yogic path by accident, by coincidence. I think I was picking up where I left off in the previous birth or previous incarnation. Because a lot of people say when they meet me, like a lot of yogis and ascended masters, they say, you shouldn't know this knowledge. You shouldn't be carrying this energy. So where did you get this knowledge? And I said, just came to me. So I would say, if you ask me, in my opinion, I can't say for sure, I'm picking up where I left off in the last life. So I would go as far down the spiritual path as you can in this life. A lot of yogis try to extend their life as long as possible because they need more time to get as far down the path. So that's why they eat vegetarian. That's why they take care of their body. They take care of their mind because they realize the clock is running. So they're trying to get as far down the spiritual path as they can before they transcend their physical bodies. So if they're lucky, they don't have to reincarnate anymore.
Yeah, really, that's excellent information. And I concur with that because before I got into uh, Kriya Yoga, I was studying Taoism with a T, Taoism, Taoism. And in the Taoist philosophy, same thing. They go for longevity because they know they want to maximize their human body so that they can create what they call their diamond body. And the Tibetans call it something different. They call it
Rainbow body.
the rainbow body,
Yeah.
and that's where they can ascend and they don't have to come back here anymore. Vladimir, it says a quote that's apropos. Whenever someone does something automatically and is surprised by this action, that's the karmic memory pushing that person to act like that. And he says, also, all the abilities and difficulties are, he says, reported to the next incarnation. So I do believe, I do believe that some of the talents that we have do come from a past life, especially if, like a child prodigy. And I've talked about this a lot, but I've made a video back on it about 3 or 4 years ago on Elton John, because I watched the movie Rocket Man. And I know Elton John's a famous musician, but what I didn't know is that he didn't take music lessons. He wasn't musically inclined, but when he was about 5, 6 years old, he sat at a piano and he was just able to play it. No lessons, nothing. Now, how could he do that? Possibly he was a great composer or pianist in a former lifetime. So I do believe it translates down. Trisha says, hi, Chad. Never seen you live before. Sending love from Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you. Much love to you as well, Trisha. Thank you for joining us on the live stream.
Love to South Africa.
And we're going to continue going on to the questions. Vedgurudev, we're actually up to question number 11. People called to Kriya Yoga with the same guru, are they all part of the same soul group?
Could be. I mean, when you meet somebody, like you felt like you've known them forever, they're probably part of your soul group, that you had some kind of relationship with them in the past. So I find it highly unlikely that you could just come to the path of Kriya Yoga. It's probably a calling from some other life or your soul group, and you long for that community, that soul group that you had in the past life, because it resonated with you so good. So I would say people on the path of Kriya Yoga probably have some soul group connection from previous lives, but I can't say for sure, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we are live right now. We're streaming on Open Your Reality, my primary channel, Ben the Spoon, my secondary channel, and we are on the Kriya Yoga School channel of Vedgurudev. So if you have any questions for us, drop them in the comment section. All right, Vedgurudev, let's move on to the next question so we can hopefully get finished in the next 20 minutes. Number 12 is, can you see your past lives in meditation? I think this is a great question. And I think a lot of people who end up meditating kind of wonder this as well.
Yeah, it could be. But I used to try that technique. I used to try to see who I was in the past life, because I met many gurus and swamis, and they always would say, you're carrying some kind of divine yogic energy. Like, I've never really met a yogi like you. So I was like, I wonder who I was in the past life, because they would tell me, like, well, what's your name? And I'd say, my name's Vedgurudev, and they were like, no, you're somebody else. I can't put my finger on it. But then I got to a point where whoever I was in a past life really kind of doesn't matter, because I'm living in the present moment, and I'm trying to do the work. You know, this is moment-to-moment awareness. So whatever I did in the past, that's gone. And whatever I do in the future, who knows what will happen. So I just try to stay in the present moment, do my inner work, and go as far down the path as I can. And whoever I was in the past life, it really doesn't matter, because I'm living in the present moment right now.
Right, exactly. We have a question from Sandy, and I'll post it so you can see it. And she says, when and what times do you all meet for the yoga school, and how many classes have you held? Thanks. Vedgurudev, I'll let you answer that.
Okay, so we have the live class every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like on the East Coast of America. I don't know where you're at. And this would be the 13th class tomorrow. So we've already had 12 classes. And we already have like a lot of videos on demand. Chad posted all his Open Your Reality videos on Kriya Yoga and spirituality. We have a beginner, an intermediate course, an advanced course. We have all the holy yagnas. We've done 4 yagnas now, like the holy fire, so you could watch them all, and you could watch every single class we ever did on demand. You just go from 1 all the way up to 13.
And you also have access to us, to me and Vedgurudev. You can write us personally, and we interact with you not only through Messenger, but also in the classes. So it's a lot of fun. And
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, thank you.
And also we have an interactive community. So all our members uplift each other. So they'll respond to your questions, and they help each other, and they post videos. So we have a really outstanding community. So just try it out. It's only $25. If it doesn't resonate with you, cancel after 1 month. But like all our members, they tried it out, and they've been our members since the beginning. So I think you're going to like it. Just try it out and see what we have to offer. You'll see the value and get on the path of Kriya Yoga. And it'll be my pleasure to teach you Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, Sandy says, I'm in Ontario, Canada. I might join you guys. Thank you, Sandy.
We would love to have you, Sandy, as a member of our Kriya Yoga school.
Yeah, the links are below. And let's go on to the next question, which is, we're up to number 13. And it is it possible to end suffering in this world? Good question.
So, in yoga, they call suffering karma, or they call it samskaras or vasanas, right? So, your job as a yogi in this lifetime is to exhaust all your karma, your samskaras, your vasanas. So, how you would get off the hamster wheel of that karma, you would go inward and upward, as they say in yoga. You would realize self-awareness. You would purify your body and mind. Just by doing these yogic techniques, you should have great benefits, and it would help you overcome suffering. In our class, we have a bunch of detachment techniques that help you realize that all this suffering you're holding on to is just trash. You need to just take out the trash. You need to just let it go. Detach, let it go. It doesn't serve you anymore. So whatever you're suffering about doesn't serve you anymore. Just let it go.
Yeah. Well said. I personally don't think suffering will end in this world. I think there's some degree of suffering is necessary. I think the extreme suffering, I wonder about that. But let's move on to question 14. Do you believe in the end good triumphs evil?
Yeah, like I said in the previous question, that if you vibrate on a higher frequency, you're unconditionally loving to all people. You're compassionate. You're generous. You give wholeheartedly. You don't ask for anything in return. You give selfless service. That you could uplift your vibration. And when you're not attached to a fear vibration, then it doesn't affect you. I don't watch the news because it doesn't resonate with me. They're vibrating on a lower frequency. They're trying to get you into a state of fear. As in yoga, we try to say we are fearless. We don't fear nothing. They say even if it's the end of the world, that don't let nothing shake your meditation. So we always stay fearless. We don't vibrate on that fear frequency. They say good thoughts in, positive thoughts in, bad thoughts out. So our door is open to positive, loving vibrations. Our door is closed to negative emotional vibrations or fear vibrations. So good always trumps over evil, I would say. So be living proof of that. That's what I'm trying to do. Vibrate on a higher frequency and reject all negativity, all evil. It doesn't resonate with me. It's trash. I take out the trash. I don't hold on to trash. When you resonate in a fear frequency, you're holding on to trash. Let it go. It doesn't serve you no more. This fear frequency doesn't serve you. That's how they get you to do stuff that you don't want to do. When you're not scared of them, they can't hurt you. So be fearless, my friend. Be fearless.
We have a interesting question from IO Sage. I'll ask it to you, Vedgurudev. I guess it's to you personally. Real question. Why did you choose yoga and not Jesus Christ? Legit question, no disrespect.
No disrespect taken. So I love Jesus just the same as I love Babaji. I love all ascended masters. So I don't have no judgment of anybody. If you're carrying God energy and divinity, I love you, whatever your name is. So just because I resonate with Kriya Yoga doesn't mean I don't love Jesus. I love Jesus just the same. He's great. He's a great pointer. He's a great ascended master. Anybody who's ever done anything, whatever country, whatever language they speak, and they're carrying divine energy, I love you.
We have a comment. It's not exactly a question, but maybe you can respond to it. It's from Regina, and she says, related question. I'm crushed by the suffering of others, kids, animals. It's hard for me to feel joy when others are suffering. What would you say to that, Gurudev?
Yeah, this is a difficult thing. This is the hardest thing for yogis on the path. Because when you really start to open your chakras, let's say especially your heart chakra, you feel unconditional love. And when you see people in pain and suffering, it really bothers you. Like, you don't want to see that. You want everybody to feel happy and blissful, and you don't want to see anybody going through suffering and pain. So this is probably the hardest thing to overcome in yoga, Kriya Yoga. Like, especially seeing children in pain. This is really painful to yogis. It's like, I wish I could help them some way. But I remember you said in one of our past interviews that one guy, they brought him a child who was in pain, and they wanted him. I think it was Nityananda. They said, "Can you heal our child? He's dying." And he says, "I don't want to get in front of his karma." So this is very hard for yogis because they realize they don't want that karma to become their karma. This is their karma for them to exhaust in this life. Even though it's painful and you don't want to see a child hurt, you can't do anything about it. So this is a hard question to ask, probably the most hardest question.
Yeah, and I've talked to Tom Campbell about this, and Tom Campbell gives an answer that most people are not going to like, but he said, if you have a problem with other people's suffering, then it's actually your ego that has the problem. I know that's hard to hear, because compassion is something that we admire in a person, but that's for another topic. But thank you for the question, Regina. All right, let's move along. We are up to question number 15 of 19, Vedgurudev here. What qualities must a guru possess?
Well, a guru can possess any quality. There's no real rule set. There's no guidelines. But in my opinion, a guru would have to be compassionate, understanding, self-aware. He would have to be a good pointer, because no one wants to follow a guru that hasn't experienced, a higher state of inner self, of higher consciousness. So he would have to be a good example to his students and his disciples. So this would be a good quality for a guru to have. But like I said, loving, compassionate, understanding, self-aware, self-realized. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. A good example to his students.
Right, absolutely. Who sets an example. He's a model yogi. All right, and Regina says, yes. Oh my God, thank you for understanding. Yeah, we do. Most of the people on my channel,
thank you, Gina,
are spiritual, are compassionate, are empathetic. We understand. Just about all of us. Number 16. If children were taught meditation, do you think that it could bring world peace?
It'd be a good step in the right direction, I would say. I know, because I teach children, when they meditate, they're more calm, they're more relaxed. they vibrate in a frequency which is non-violent, non-harming, non-fearful. They're calm. So if everybody around the world could meditate in one collective vibration, I think the world would be a better place.
Well, it's actually been proven. I've read the works of Lynn McTaggart and David Wilcock, and they both cite examples of many people congregating in one place, meditating on world peace, and they've noticed that many of the fatalities that happen, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but basically things are more harmonious for a matter of days to weeks after these people have meditated together. And the more people, the greater the effect. That's why Jesus said, when two or more people in my name. So good answer, Vedgurudev. Let's go on to number 17. Vedgurudev, what would your students be surprised to find out about you?
That I like to eat birthday cake. I'm just joking. No. Yeah. No, I used to be a famous DJ. You know, I used to DJ around the world. I used to be a ladies' man. I used to treat my body like an amusement park. On and on and on and on and on and on and on. So that I don't know if that would be surprising, but I think that makes me a better Kriya yoga teacher, because I've been there, done that. Like a lot of these gurus, they get in trouble because they've never experienced the love of a woman, but I've experienced that to the 100th level. so I don't need that no more. I've already exhausted all that karma. I've already exhausted all that DJ fame. I've exhausted all that body amusement park. I've exhausted everything. So that's probably what you'd be most surprised about me. But like, I'm just like you. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but now I'm trying to be a better person, and I've already exhausted that karma, and I'm trying to burn all my karma every day of my life. So
right, I agree with you. Yeah, it's there's a famous football player named Ray Lewis. He says it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I think you're going to finish very well in this lifetime. But hey, like you said, we have endless summers, so there's always more experiences out there. So I have a question here from Sandy. She says, do you like Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm?
She's asking me?
Well, personally, I'll tell you, Sandy, I've never watched a single minute of either of those.
Really? I've watched Seinfeld a couple times when I was DJing in the hotel room. I like it. It's good. And I've watched Curb Your Enthusiasm lately, so I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David is funny. He has real world experiences. So that's probably something that you don't know about me. I'm a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think Larry and Leon are funny guys.
Oh, I would have never known that about you. I'm glad.
Yeah, there you go. That's something you don't know about me. I'm a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I watch it sometimes.
The last sitcom that I watched I would say, is Cheers. It was back in, I think, the late 80s. But I'm not a sitcom guy. I am a reality TV guy. That's why I named my channel Open Your Reality. So all the way back from the real world in 92, 93, I've been hooked on reality TV, and everybody's like, it's not reality, it's scripted, it's fake. Well, it's not always scripted and fake. Okay. Sandy says, not surprised you were popular. And she writes, humor is high vibe. Thanks for the laughs. And then we have another interesting question here, which I was trying to bring up before, from, I believe it's Vanessa. Does your wife or partner support your yoga journey, or do they also do it too?
Yeah, so I've answered this in a previous interview with Chad. So my wife and partner is not a supporter of Kriya yoga. That's a tear coming down my eye. So she lives in the Maya delusional world. She's attached to materialism, so she doesn't like it. She thinks that I'm wasting my time. she's like, who's this Babaji guy you say his mantra and pray to, and why are you doing this fire in our yard? So she's not a supporter, but it's okay. It's not meant for her to understand. It's only meant for me to understand. It's between me and Babaji. So my partner is not a supporter.
Yeah, well, we have a few.
Shed it too.
That's probably because you met her before you were into Kriya yoga.
Yeah, she wants me to go back to the previous ego life, the previous material life. She wants me to be that DJ that she first met. So I'm not going back to that life. So she's not happy about that. She wants me to return to my old ego amusement park body self.
Okay. Well, here we got some pictures of you right here with your guru. What's the name of your guru?
Swami Vedananda Saraswati from Dwada Hut, Uttarakhand, Himalayan mountains.
Yeah, and this is you in front of the Self-Realization Fellowship. That's in California?
Yeah, that's in Pacific Palisades, Malibu, California.
And then we have one of you with your guru again. And is this the Himalayas?
Yeah, that's at Hydra Baba's ashram. So that's the actual lake where Hydra Baba took his bath and did his meditation every night at 4 a.m.
And this photo?
This is the ashram from Neem Karoli Baba. And Neem Karoli Baba was the guru for Ram Dass, for Steve Jobs, for Mark Zuckerberg. So he's a famous yogi to the stars, or Baba to the stars. That's his ashram. Did devotees of Hanuman.
And then we have a couple.
That's me teaching Thai students in Thailand, underprivileged orphan students. Yeah, that's them all sitting in unison in deep meditation.
Yeah, I think it's really. I've showed this, I think, in the last live stream. It's really beautiful to see all the children in unison sitting. Some of them are sitting in the lotus position. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to teach them how to sit in Siddha Asana, and women sit in Yoni Siddha Asana. So men sit with their foot up on the right side, Siddha Asana, and Yoni Siddha Asana. Women sit with their foot on the left side.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we have a few more questions, and if you guys have any questions for us, just drop them in the comment section. Otherwise, our timing is pretty good. We're coming up towards just a few minutes after the hour, and let's go into number 18. Vedgurudev, what inspires you?
What inspires me is my students inspire me on the Kriya Yoga School. Their comments and their benefits and the fruit they've got from practicing a Kriya Yoga. I know a lot of our students in the beginning were skeptical, like, what is this guy Chad doing on Open Your Reality with this crazy guru Vedgurudev guy? But once they got into school and started practicing Kriya Yoga, they really started to see the fruits and the benefits from practicing Kriya Yoga. So I'm inspired by their stories. They have great benefits. They have great stories. They've painted great pictures. So I'm inspired by them. I'm inspired by the children that I teach how to practice yoga. I'm inspired by everybody. Like I really get inspiration from everything. So a sunset inspires me. A smile on a baby inspires me. Our students inspire me. Everybody who's vibrating on a higher frequency and living a happy, blissful life inspires me to be a better person and a better yogi.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're up to our last question, which is 19. Vedgurudev, how does technology make teaching more simple or more difficult? Good question.
Well, when I started the Kriya Yoga with Chad, I had no idea what to do. As you see in my first interview with Chad, I had no light. My audio was bad. So I had to really learn all this stuff on the fly. So all this technology is new to me. So I had to learn, like, how do you edit videos? How do you make a boom microphone? How do you get a light to light yourself? How do you go on StreamYard? How do you do everything? I had to learn everything. So
I was going to say, your internet connection, you had to correct that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea what to do. And even our first interview, I was like, oh, you ready to do the interview at like 3 a.m.? I was like, yeah, okay, let's just do it. So it was like a shotgun kind of marriage. We just did it. We had no planning, and we just kind of figured out the Kriya Yoga School and figured out these live streams and everything on the fly. So I'm pretty proud of how I integrated in with technology. Before we started the Kriya Yoga School and before you interviewed me, I had no idea, and I had no knowledge of anything, how YouTube works or how to go on YouTube or how to do anything. So we've come a long way in the last 3 months.
Yeah, I'm proud and impressed with the vast amount of knowledge and skills that you've picked up in the last 3 months through everything. Because as you know, when you have a school platform or a business, you need to market it. So marketing is, we really don't have much of a budget. We have to kind of shoestring it and do it ourselves. So there's a long learning process, and we created a pretty awesome About Us video that we're both proud of. And we have it on our school platform if you want to watch it. It's on the About page. So I think we're doing a great job. We're gaining more students, and we're looking forward to really building up the community into something wonderful. It already is, but we just want to get more people. We want to reach more people, and that's one of the reasons we're live streaming out to 3 platforms right now. Sandy says, gratitude to you both. Thank you, Sandy.
Gratitude to you, Sandy, too.
And I believe Vanessa says, you both are doing great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
She says, I do remember that first video, much improvement with sound and video. Yeah.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
So, Vedgurudev, I think that is all the questions that we've had. And if there are no other questions from the viewers, then I think that pretty much could wrap up the live stream. What do you say?
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate you. Check out our school platform, the kriyayogamasterclass.com, at the below link. Check it out. Try 1 month and just see it. You might just find that you love it. I will be back with a video. Yes, go ahead.
It's only $25, so you have nothing to lose. You never know. You could be the next great Kriya yogi. Give it a try and see how you like it. Just try it out. If it doesn't resonate with you, cancel after 1 month. But if it puts you on the path of Kriya Yoga and you enjoy the techniques, continue on. And it'd be my pleasure and Chad's pleasure to help guide you on the path of Kriya Yoga. We have an excellent school. Try it out.
Tesla Pat is one of our students, and he says, these guys are good. The teachings are awesome. Thank you, Tesla Pat, for that testimony.
Thank you, Tesla Pat.
Yes.
See you in the class tomorrow.
Yeah, we do have a quick question here. Did you go over why he is sitting the way he is? Maybe you want to just briefly explain why you're sitting in that position.
So this is called full lotus position, Padmasana. I sit in this way because it locks your spine straight. And it's very important to have a straight spine, a straight Susimna Nadi, so your energy can flow from your root to your crown back and forth. So this is why a lot of yogis sit in this, because it kind of locks you into this position with a straight spine, shoulders back, chest expanded. So this is why a lot of yogis sit in this position. And it takes a little bit of practice, but if you join our school, we have a video showing you how to sit in Padmasana, full lotus position.
Yeah, we also.
So if I could do it, you could do it.
You also teach it in the live class. So in the live classes, if you guys have any questions or you want us to go over techniques again, not that I'm showing it, but Vedgurudev shows it. So
definitely, it'd be my pleasure.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. Vedgurudev, do you want to go out in any particular way with a chant, or do you want to just end it wherever you want to end it? It's your call.
Yeah, we'll go out with our ceremonial chant. So the first chant I'll chant is the Kavacham Shield mantra, giving protection and a shield to all the people out there watching on YouTube on all 3 platforms. Om Brahma Vishnu Maheshwaraha Savadenti Mantra Devata Susena Napala Rakshaka Hayom Pat Swaha. And lastly, I would say the Shanti, Universal Peace Mantra, giving peace and love to all people all around the world. Om Shanti, 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 Shalom. Sat Nam, Sadhu, Tao, Om, Spirit, Swami, Kami, Amen, Amen, Omen, Selah, Hom. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Happy, happy, happy. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.